Okay, Thursday, 19th of March, 2026. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. There is always more grass, there are always more hills, there's always more history. One very subtle thing I've come to realise about life and the world is that there's always more grass, there's always more hills, there's always more history, there's always more. In a sense of, every single corner of the world, country, continent, region, etc. has some nature in some fashion. Hills, grass, fields, forests, etc., etc. as a practical matter, okay, as an observation. That means then in some way that there's no limit to how many places you can explore and travel to in the world. So meaning you can travel to every single country, but have only spend a little time there, because of time, life expectancy, etc. But everywhere has got history, everywhere has got nature, everywhere has got little streams, everywhere has got hills and forests, places to explore and to be familiar with. So in one way, you can't visit them all as a practical matter, meaningfully. You can't spend an hour, 2, 3 in every single forest, or certainly be extremely difficult. And there's always more places to explore. And that's powerful in a sense of your sport for choice. So for example, in the context of a relationship, you both like traveling. Well, you could say, well, I've traveled a lot. You could say, well, as a practical matter, there's always more places to discover and see and explore in the world. Wow. There's always somewhere else to see. Some more hills to climb. I just climbed up, where is it? Yeah, that one, just now. Yeah. There's always more hills and grass to see and touch. And to expand on that, there's always more history as well. Every corner of the world, in its own way, has history, has events, has situations and scandals and things happening, or happened, both. The town down here, for example, yeah, who knows what was happening in this place 100 or so years ago, and who knows what will happen here in 100 years. Maybe in 100 years from now, this little place will have a development, homes, buildings, etc. Possible. Some kind of infrastructure. And here, right now, this is the history. Or who knows, in 100 years, this could be a paved road leading down to an estate or a farm, for example. And this is the history, this is what it was like 100 years ago in 2026. So, in life, there's always more places to explore, always more nature to see, more hills and mountains to conquer, and there's history everywhere. Events, people, places, things everywhere. That's quite powerful to understand. I just think about, I think it's called Chocolate Hills in the Philippines. I think so. And I just think, you know, some people would go their entire lives without ever going there, and there's countless places like that. But nonetheless, there's always more places to see, like the Chocolate Hills, like this place here. There are some people in the world that may never go here in their entire lives. Oop. In their entire lives, who knows? And that's life. And there's always more places to explore. Just look on the map, study the map, go through AI, there's castles and places and hills and nature. More places to see, there's no limit. Wow, sport for choice. And there's history everywhere. So don't be the meta pattern here, the meta strategy, the meta human nature is, don't have such a limiting belief to say you've been everywhere, you've seen everything. You know it. Oh, I've been all over the UK, furthest north, south, east and west, and there's always more places to see and go to. So there's always more places. There's always more to see, and that's life. And that's amazing in a sense of options and choices. So then you could say, right, not to have the limiting belief to say, you've been everywhere, you know it all, you've seen everything, because then you could say, at a meta question, meta-analysis would be to say, if you make that claim, for example, oh, I'm well travelled, I've been everywhere, fair enough, then the meta question would be, well, have you been here? How many times? When? For example, just to play devil's advocate. But nonetheless, there's always more places to see, and it's a limiting belief to say there's nowhere else. And that belief itself, at an even deeper level, is pernicious. You know, oh, limiting belief, I can't, I already have, no way. Oh, there's no more history to see, there's no more places, no more things to do, to see, to explore, to get familiar with, or be familiar with, or get to know. Stuff like that. There's always more. Chocolate Hills in the Philippines, I think it's called, like that. There's always more. And that's empowering. It's exciting because there's always another adventure on the horizon, beyond the horizon. And interestingly, to go one step deeper, I remember in July 2021 being in the Scottish Highlands, and it was the A500 kind of route, that nice little circular route, and I was in the middle of the Scottish Highlands, and nature was just like this, but flatter, one road going into the horizon, nothing but grass both sides, a lake, little ponds, lake here and there, sheep, yeah, and there was hills just like that. That was the horizon, nothing but hills and hills and hills. And then I realised that, well, one, that was beautifully scary, beautifully intimidating, and two, as in like, you don't want to get stuck there. Two, it looked like a flat earth in a practical sense, in terms of nothing but hills. And three, that area, that place was, say, 8, 10, 12 hour drive from well, let's say from London, the same island. That's amazing. That's amazing. And it was just beautiful to see that. And that thought only came, that feeling, we could say, at a deeper level, by going to these different places. Wow, amazing. Absolutely amazing. So there's always more places, always more history, always more. Yes, just keep going, look deeper, study the map harder, always more places, locations, things to see, and beyond. Amazing, absolutely amazing. But nonetheless, the Adrian's Daily Vlog, sharing smart stuff mentioned now. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.